Okay, now we're going to put together a simple postcard. Really, just a really basic postcard. Definitely will get more complex, but I'd like you to open up InDesign. Once InDesign's open, create a new document. Okay, make sure that you're in print. And let's change the unit of measurement to inches. And let's make the width of this postcard 6 inches and the height 4 inches. Now, a postcard has a front and the back, so that will be 2 pages, one for the front, one for the back. We don't need facing pages for this, and don't worry about columns, margins. I actually like a smaller margin, so I'm going to come down here and lower the margin amount, and I am going to put the standard amount for bleed in here, which is 0.125. I'll click the lock icon so it populates all the sides, and I will create. All right, so what I have here is my trim size. The white is the trim, 6x4. Inside is the margin guide, and then I've got my bleed. Now, for this simple postcard, what I'm going to do is put one of the Miami Beach photos that we converted to PMS in the background, and I'm going to create a graphic frame. So I've chose the graphic frame icon, and I'm going to pull a frame out from bleed to bleed. Again, if you want color or an image to go to the edge of your project trim, you need to make sure that you're creating a bleed area and then you're extending your art to the bleed. And art could be photo, it could be a graphic of some sort. All right, now that I've got the graphic frame, I'm going to go File, Place. I'm going to select one of my images. I'll select this one and open it. So I want the image to fit in my graphic frame, so I'm going to go under the Object menu, Fitting, and Fit Content to the Frame. All right. Next, what I want to do is I want to bring in that logo. So I'm going to create a frame for it. I'm going to draw out the frame for approximately how big I want that logo to be in the document. And then I'm going to go File, Place. I'm going to look for that logo, which is right here, and I'm going to open it. Okay. Again, not fitting in the frame correctly, so I'm going to go Object, Fitting, Fit Content to Frame. That's the one I want. Okay, maybe I'll move it to my margin guide. Maybe I'll move it over a little bit more. All right, the next thing I want to do is go to the next page. I think this is going to be fine for the cover. I can either use the scroll bar to get to my next page, or I could open up the page panel and click to the second page. I'm going to go ahead and collapse that. This time I'll use a different graphic frame. I'm going to come over here and grab the ellipse frame tool. I'm going to hold down my Shift key and create a circle frame. I'm going to put the other image in there, so I'm going to go File, Place. And that one was this first one, and I'm going to open it. Okay, it's not fitting in the frame, so I'm going to go Object, Fitting, Fit Content to Frame. Okay, now if I don't like how that image is sitting in here, I can always grab the direct selection tool that shows me the image. I could scale it up, I can move it around, whatever's best. Okay, and if the image looks blurry, don't worry about it. Just go under View, pick Over, Print Preview. That'll clear it up for you. All right, the rest of the postcard, I'm just going to make a simple postcard, like I said, just going over some of the simple tools. I'm going to just grab my line tool. I'm going to hold down my Shift key and draw out a line. Okay, so I'm going to move it over a little bit. So this is going to be the back side of this postcard. So I've got the image of maybe the hotels for Miami Beach. I'll leave some room for somebody to write a personal message to somebody on the back of the postcard. And this area would be for the stamp. Maybe I'll put a little bit of information concerning the hotel or Miami Beach down here. I'm going to grab the type tool. I'm going to pull out a type frame. Okay, I see my cursor is really big here. I know my type size is too big. I'm going to have to change the point size. So first I'll select the typeface that I want to use. Maybe I'll use, I'm a fan of the Helvetica, so I'll go down to Helvetica. Okay, I'm going to lower the point size to maybe 9 or 10. And I'm just going to type out Miami is a beautiful city to visit. I'm going to leave that typo there for a second. Visit with all their beaches. Okay. Maybe I want it on one line, so I'm going to go ahead and extend this type frame, move it over a little bit, and I'm going to lower the typeface again. So I'm going to scroll over it. I'm going to maybe take it down to 8. Okay. All right, I do have a typo in here. Don't forget to spell check your document. So I'm going to go under the edit, spelling, spell check, change this to visit, and change. Okay, don't forget to spell check. Again, the stamp would normally go right here. Okay. Now I'm going to open up the swatch panel a second. You can get to the swatch panel by going Window, Color, Swatches. Okay, or you can click it open from here. When you put PMS, objects that have PMS colors, InDesign automatically populates your swatches in InDesign with those colors. So I could go over here and I could apply one of my Pantones. Okay. To add a new Pantone, what I could do is, I'm going to pull this out a second, I could go to the flyout menu, new swash, I could pick Spot. Spot is another name for Pantone. I could go under the color mode, pick Pantone Solid Uncoated, and I could add another color. I could add another one if I wanted to. All right, now this particular postcard has 2 images, a logo file, and a type face being used. So what I want to do is File, Save, navigate to my desktop, change the file name. I'll just call it Postcard. Okay, so I've got a working file. Now, if I want to send this file to somebody like my instructor or a printer or a coworker, I would have to package it because right now the images are living in another folder, and the typeface I've used on the type down here is on my personal system. So I need to package. So I want to go File, Package. Okay, and I'm going to package, decide where I want to save that folder, and package. Warning from Adobe about typefaces, and OK. Okay, that folder now contains the font I used, all the links, my IDM file, my InDesign file, and a PDF. I could zip this file and send it to a printer, a coworker. Again, this was a right click to compress to create that zip file.